Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are setting up week 30 in my Rosey Life Planner, so it's going to be July 20th through the 26th. I'm using this Peter Pan kit from Glam Planner, and yeah, just apparently wanted to use a Peter Pan kit. So I am putting down my three full boxes for the week, which, spoiler alert, it will be 4. And for my days of the week, I used some stickers that I made with my Leanne Pix cut, and then my date dots are some that I just had left over. And I apparently was looking at my calendar wrong and pulled the wrong dates, so at some point I will pull the correct ones, which is happening right now out of this book. This is my leftover book. You can see there's leftover kits, leftover numbers, whatsoever. Yep. Or whatever. Not whatsoever. But anyways. And yeah. So I used as much of this kit as I could, and I do have 2 sheets in it that I will try to use as well throughout the week. Hold please, I gotta blow my nose. And just like magic, I blew my nose in 0.00001 second. But yeah. So I'm using this glitter washi down at the bottom. I used to, like, every single day, every single week, do a highlighter and write special things. I'm sure you guys remember that from, like, older videos, but I like it better not doing that because it's kind of repetitive. Even though I write work and lunch over and over and over, and and this kit had several weekend banners. I decided to use the smaller one. And yeah. So the mod liners that I am using, which it will pop up here just a second on the screen, is green, gold, and smoke blue. There it goes. And yeah, and I'm just showing you what they are, but it's kind of blurry so you can't see them. And the, I didn't put it in here, but that is my Jinhao 10, and I am using the ink Peter Pan. You know, because it goes with the thing. And there is the 4th full box that I'm using. And I'm just going to mark that I'm only working to 12 on Wednesday because I have a diabetes appointment. So I'm going to be taking half the day off. And I'm just alternating my colors for my work schedule. And I'm going ahead and putting down my off sticker, but then I realized that I marked down or I moved it because I had pulled an icon, and I like for my lunch icon to be on the right, so I moved that over so that I could put that icon on the left. And then that medical one would go where it goes. And I also pulled icons for my to-do work and health stuff, and here I am writing down work and lunch every day, and I'm pushing lunch back a little bit because I'm getting off at the time that I would normally have lunch. And then I think the last thing I do is I mark my me time with this flag, and I use a sticker that I use with my Pix Cut. So yeah, now we're moving on to the week. And these days of the weeks I am using are some that I have in my, that I made, but it was with like, before I had my Pix Cut, so I have to cut them individually. And yeah, so while I'm setting this up, let me just flip to this in the back here. This is a glossy kit, so when it comes to like my tomorrow sticker, which I always put down, I'm gonna have to use a ballpoint pen or a Sharpie. That's fine. I don't really like glossy kits. It's why I don't buy a lot of like Scribble Prints Co. kits, because of the glossiness of them. And I know I use Cinderella Paper Coat, and they are kind of glossy, but you can still get away with writing on them with like gel pens and fountain pens. You just have to let it dry for a while or use a blotting paper. But yeah, just going to finish setting up Monday and Tuesday. And this particular Peter Pan kit, if you didn't notice from one of the full boxes, I've had this for a while, but I believe it was really more inspired by Once Upon a Time, because the Captain Hook, those are that particular hook's hands, or hand and hook, because he's got the rings on. But anyways, but he's not wearing red, so it's not completely him either. But yeah, now we're moving on to Wednesday and Thursday. And I do put down a sticker for my appointment. I just didn't put it down when I initially did the full page, but anyways. As you can see, though, I'm not doing a prompt this week. I've been doing prompts, but I've gotten to where I'm kind of sick of them, so I'm not doing them for this week. And then so spoiler alert, I did this week and the following week, filmed them in one day. So yes, I did do prompts, and it looks like I took the time after the fact and already wrote them in, so good for me. If you hear that, I'm flipping through just to see. Oh yeah, there's that too. Okay. So I will say this though, I do like, because I've done this for a couple of weeks, instead of the little like rectangular spot for the playlist, I like it being up at the top and giving myself room. So I'm gonna start doing that more. Yeah, I did it in the week after this, so also spoiler alert there. But as you can see, I will have some stickers left over for this. But I had enough that I could put one of these full boxes for every day. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't put them all in the same spot. So, like I said, you didn't see me put down the doctor and appointment sticker yet because I didn't do it yet. But anyways, let me just shift a little. Sorry you can hear my chair. It's a nice chair, but it is a squeaky chair. And yeah, so other than that, there's not really much going on. We I don't know what we're doing this week. I know we will have Matthew back on Friday, but I don't know if he's gonna go to his mom's or if he's gonna be here or what. But yeah. So, but other than my diabetes doctor appointment, I have no idea. And also, I can't like talk about this past week because I still have a plan with me to film. So, which I will be doing after this to make sure that I have it ready to go. But this needs to be scheduled for 5 o'clock today. So, and yeah, there's my appointment stickers, and at some point I will realize that I am on the wrong date for this. But I also was using it as a blotting paper, and yeah, there we go. I'm like, oh yeah, it goes on this one. And then I remember I have that doctor sticker too, so. And yeah, so I'm just grabbing my full boxes. Gonna throw them down. And move on to the last day, which is Sunday. And for Sunday, I used this big square sticker because usually on Sundays I don't have a lot to write about, but I try to write a lot so that, my journal looks full. So I figured that would be a great way to take up some space. But yeah, so this has been a very exciting voiceover. It really hasn't. I'm sorry. I apologize. But anyways, we're getting close to the end. So I'm going to say this very slow because normally I speed through it, but I hope you have a good day, a good week. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one. Do my flip through.